Most of these haven't even hit him. They're like bouncing off of things next to him. They go through his open window. If his window
They
was
go
up,
inside a building.
Yeah, like this is all.
Some people have all the luck. Others get hit by an atomic bomb twice and struck by lightning 7 times. Today we're telling the incredible saga of Roy Sullivan on MKUSUAL. This is a fun one. Well, it's not fun if you're the guy we're talking about, but this is a fun little treat for you.
That's how most of our stories go.
Yeah, I guess actually a lot of stories aren't fun.
Yeah.
A fun story, like a guy wins the lottery and buys a boat. Not a fun story. Fun for the guy. All the fun stories are hard for the people.
Mm-hmm.
This is the saga of Roy Sullivan, otherwise known as the man who was struck by lightning 7 times. You heard of this guy?
I don't think so.
Lived a tragic life.
Besides that?
Well, not really. He kind of lived a normal life besides this.
Okay.
So I just want to tell his story. We'll get into some other weird... This is probably going to be a short one. We'll get into some other like weird things that have happened to people. In the annals of bizarre survival stories, few are as astonishing or as statistically improbable as that of Roy Cleveland Sullivan, born 1912. As a U.S. park ranger who earned the nickname Human Lightning Rod after being struck by lightning 7 confirmed times over his lifetime, a Guinness World Record that still stands to this day. Let's go through these 7 strikes.
A little side note: do you know that Guinness is owned by Guinness? The Guinness World Records was.
Really?
Oh, it was a book for people to keep in bars to settle disputes. Like,
That makes so much sense.
Dude, I didn't. Yes.
How does that make so much sense?
It's ran by the Guinness Corporation.
They're like, look, someone's going to get wasted. They're going to know who had the longest toenails.
Yeah.
We're just going to settle it. What a genius idea.
Dude, perfect, brilliant marketing.
I can't, man. Now, I wonder if you go, I wonder how many bars have a book.
Right.
If I ever run a bar, I'm keeping the most newest Guinness Book of World Records. Well, now it's cell phones have ruined it.
Yeah.
Let's go into the 7 strikes. First strike, 1942. While on duty at Shenandoah National Park, Sullivan took shelter in a fire lookout tower during a storm. Lightning struck the tower, traveling through the structure, hit his leg, blowing off his big toenail, leaving a burn on his foot. Now, that was 42, so he was 30 years old. The next one doesn't happen for over 27 years. It's 27 years later. So this guy is probably like, people get hit by lightning.
He's not afraid of lightning anymore.
No. It's just a story. Second strike, 1969. Driving on a mountain road, lightning struck near Sullivan's truck. Arcing through the open window, the blast knocked him unconscious, burned off his eyebrows and eyelashes, setting his hair on fire. So now he's 57. And he's like, it happened again. Also, it came through his truck. I don't know, man. This makes me not want to take a shower in a thunderstorm. The next year.
Now he just looks like that kid from Powder.
Yeah. The next year, the third strike, 1970. In his own front yard, a bolt hit a nearby power transformer, ricocheted into his left shoulder, leaving a charred streak and throwing him to the ground. 2 years later, the fourth strike, 1972. While inside a ranger station, lightning struck outside, then somehow jumped inside, setting his hair on fire again. This time he was prepared. He managed to smother the flames with his jacket.
He was prepared.
Well, at this point, you've been struck by lightning 3 times. 2 in the last 3 years. Zeus is mad at this guy. I want to know what he did.
See a drop of rain.
Yeah. The fifth strike, 1973, the next year. This poor guy is 61 at this point.
It's also like, most of these haven't even hit him. They're like bouncing off of things next to him. They go through his open window. If his window
They
was
go
up,
inside a building.
Yeah, like this is all.
They hit a transformer.
I mean, yeah, okay, anyway. I mean, lightning's powerful, but like, it just sounds like you're trying to get him.
Yeah, they're trying to get him, man. The fifth strike, a storm in 1973, a storm cloud seemingly targeted his car. A bolt hit his head through the window, threw him out of the vehicle, and once more set his hair ablaze.
This guy's got pretty good hair if it keeps growing back.
I know. I wonder what his body looked like. Like, I wonder if, you know how they say, like, people will have a scar that looks like the lightning?
Oh, yeah.
That's a cool phenomenon. The sixth strike, 1976. This guy is now 64. While checking on a campsite, lightning struck near Sullivan, searing his knee and knocking him down. The seventh strike, 1977. He's now retirement age. He's fishing. His final strike came while fishing. A bolt hit him, burning his chest and stomach and leaving him hospitalized. Seven's also kind of a weird number. Like, I'm going to get you 7 times. Like,
in 1977, yeah.
in 1977. Why did lightning keep targeting him? Here's some theories. One, it's an occupational hazard because he's a park ranger. But come on. There's like so many people who work outside.
Right.
This is not, I mean, I'm sure that didn't help. There is a myth that lightning attracts lightning, which there's no scientific proof for, but that prior strikes make you more likely to be hit again. Others say divine punishment or cosmic joke. Sullivan himself joked, if you ever see me running, try to keep up. Nah, I'm not worried, buddy. Actually, he'd probably be the safest guy to be around.
Exactly.
In a storm. Like, hey, like, Sullivan, you go stand over there. We're going to huddle over here. You take all the lightning.
Okay, the odds of being struck by lightning in a given year. Are you gonna get
No,
those?
tell me the odds of that because I have the odds of what happened to him.
Okay, in a given year are 1 in 1.2 million for the average person in the U.S., according to the National Weather Service. Over the course of a lifetime, roughly 80 years, the odds increase to about 1 in 15,000.
And he had all his in like a, so let's see, 77 to 42, so 55 years.
Well, the last 6 were in.
Yeah.
When was the second one?
There was a big gap between 42 and 69. Then it went 69, 70, 72, 73, 76.
Less than 10
77.
years for the last 6. Anyway.
Going around bragging. So that's the odds over a lifetime. 7 times, the odds are roughly 1 in 10 to the 28th, a number with 28 zeros.
A Google is 1 with 100 zeros behind it.
Yeah. I want to look up what other things are bigger or smaller than 28 zeros. How many grains of sand in the Sahara Desert? 1.5 septillion. He's at an octillion. The odds of him getting hit that many times are bigger than the number of grains of sand in the Sahara Desert. So that's a way to think about it. Why do people always use examples like this?
I don't know. It's also like if you were, it's like going to the Sahara Desert and finding 7 specific grains of sand.
Yeah. Or 1, yeah. So let me bum you out here. Despite having 7 lightning strikes, Sullivan's luck ran out in 1983. I'm not quite sure I would put it that way, but not from lightning, but from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. At the age of 71, some believe the psychological toll of his bizarre life played a role. Would you think?
You could say he's unlucky. You could also say he is extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Depending on what type. Is your glass half full? Is it half empty? Either way, it's full of piss. Or empty of piss.
Sullivan's case defies logic. Was he cursed, blessed, or just freakishly unlucky? Here's some other stories. And all of these are probably could be kind of their own side quests here. I needed to know what are some other like extremely weird natural events that people have experienced.
Okay.
So Ann Hodges in 1954 was hit by a meteorite. While napping in Alabama, a 4.5 billion year old meteorite crashed through her roof, bounced off a radio, and struck her, leaving a massive bruise. She became famous, but struggled with lawsuits over ownership of the meteorite.
What the fuck?
Ann Hodges was the only known person ever struck by a meteorite. She faced a legal battle with her landlady, Bertie Guy, over ownership of the meteorite that struck the home in 1954. It was eventually settled out of court, according to Smithsonian Magazine. It was a grapefruit-sized fragment.
Oh, fuck.
Wow. The landlady's claim, Ann and her husband, Eugene, were renters, and their landlady, Bertie Guy, claimed ownership of the meteorite because it landed on her property. Guy sued for possession of the rock, arguing that the meteorite belonged to the landowner. The Hodges family settled out of court with Guy, paying her $500 to relinquish her claim to the meteorite, allowing Hodges to keep it. She then eventually donated it to the Alabama Museum of Natural History in 1956. The event caused a media sensation. How much was $500 worth in 1953? Let's see here. $500 in 1953 would be the equivalent of about $6,000 today. Dude, screw that landlord. She got hit by a meteorite. This is how landlords think.
I own the 4.5 billion year old rock.
Hey, you know that rock that hit you on the head? I own it now. It didn't hit her on the head, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How can I profit off you being hit by a meteorite? That's the most landlord shit I've ever heard in my life, dude. Another amazing story. Vesna Volovic in 1972 survived a 33,000-foot fall.
Oh, is she the one that fell out of the airplane?
Yes, a Serbian flight attendant plummeted inside a plane's wreckage after a mid-air collision. She survived with broken bones but no paralysis, holding the record for longest fall without a parachute. That's incredible. Her landlord then sued her for the plane's wreckage. Here's a third one.
That's like that's 6 miles.
That's crazy. Dude, I'd die if I fell like... Dude, people die from falling like...
10 feet.
Yeah, in their shower. I mean, yeah. There's no freaking way. Here's an amazing one. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. He was struck by both atomic bombs in 1945.
Oh, I've heard this story too. This guy's
in Hiroshima on business when the first bomb hit, returned to Nagasaki where he lived just in time for the second detonation, lived to 93 and dubbed the unluckiest man alive. Finally, Mauro Prosperi, 1994, a marathon runner eaten by the desert. He got lost in the Sahara during an ultra marathon, drank bat blood and ate snakes, and wandered for 9 days before rescue. Incredible.
Human beings, amazing creatures, invented the pocket pussy, survive 6 mile falls out of the sky.
We can't be killed.
Can't be stopped.
We buy surplus housing to rent to others. All of the amazing accomplishments of the human race.
Charge money for a human right.
We magically make a light bulb worth $30 after you move out. Well, any stories, any thoughts, any concerns? It's a short one.
See, this is like a philosophical question for me. This is like a classic glass half full, glass.
Are you lucky or
are you lucky or are you unlucky?
I had a little rubber lizard that I kept in all my cars from the moment I started driving.
Okay.
I think a girlfriend got it, gave it to me or something, like a fair. I kept that lizard on my dash. I wrecked every car. Every car I owned.
She gave you a cursed object.
I lost every car. I literally, I'm talking like 4 or 5 cars. I wrecked every car up until like last decade. And then I remember when we were sending the last one to the junkyard, I was like, I gotta let the lizard go, because I would talk to friends and I'd be like, that's my lucky lizard. And they'd be like, why is it lucky? I'd be like, because it's been in like 3 car accidents with me. And then they're just like, well, that doesn't sound like a lucky lizard. It sounds like the lizard has cursed you.
This is like, it's such a conundrum, because like maybe those wrecks would have been worse if you didn't have your lucky rubber lizard.
But I'll say this, ever since I got rid of the lizard,
no car wrecks?
No wrecks. Not a fender bender. Not a dang speeding ticket ever either.
It was, I guess like maybe the Zen take would be like it was there to guide you to that realization that now you have to drive differently so you don't get in wreck. You know, like,
yeah, it made me think about. I don't know. Is my lizard lucky?
Yeah, it's like, are you superstitious or not? Are you?
I mean, you could just say a little weird lizard on your dash is totally something like a fucking 17-year-old would do. You know what I mean?
I had kind of a similar.
Oh, can I tell you one other thing about the lizard real fast?
Yeah.
I lost it in one of the wrecks. And then, I mean, like the week later, I was coming out of work. I worked at a sushi restaurant. Identical rubber lizard. In the parking lot of my work. Picked it up, put it in my car, wrecked that car too. The lizard came back to me. And this is like a little thing you get like Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Right.
Like, dude, anyway, what's your similar story?
Well, I had it was like a wooden turtle, and the neck was like, it's like this little wooden sculpture of a tortoise or a turtle. And I had that, and it would like it was like one of those hula girls that kind of moves.
Yeah.
It was just this tiny little ornament, and I wrecked that car. That was supposed to be my lucky turtle, because the girl gave it to me.
You had a lucky reptile too.
Yeah, not lucky.
I had a Ninja Turtle once. Wrecked that car. Maybe we just shouldn't be driving.
The reptiles are trying to kill us.
I'm just like the guy who got hit by lightning 7 times because I wreck cars. Drop your lucky or unluckiest moment below. Engage with us. Like and subscribe. We take requests.
Yeah.
If you ever want to request a show topic, you want us to dive into something, joke around about it, let us know. Be good.
We love you.